The 1900s were an incredible time for change and revolution throughout all of Latin America. The period of the Porfiriato in Mexico, leading up to the revolutions, allowed for the repressions of many people and their rights, much of which changed with the Constitution in 1917. Before this time, there had been a trend of dictatorial-like leaders in many countries, including Argentina, Guatemala, and more. The Constitution and the Mexican Revolution laid the basis for middle and lower class people rebelling against the authority and resulted in newfound liberties and opportunities for democracy, both for the people and governments of Latin America. In the end, these shifts helped integrate these countries and their economies into a modernized world. To fully understand the effect the revolution had on other countries and around the world, it is important to realize what led to the changes in Mexico itself. Before the revolution, the country was run by dictatorial-like governments like that of Porfirio Diaz. During his reign, he invited a lot of foreign investment and invested himself into promoting the country's economic systems. These systems, such as the haciendas and the influx of foreign capital and companies, caused many of the peasant and lower classes to be marginalized. He allied with the Roman Catholic Church and imposed many different strategies, such as pan o palo, to keep the people under his rule in check. These issues would eventually lead to the revolution itself. The revolution first and foremost revolutionized the class system in a way not seen in Latin America before this. In Mexico, for example, the land that had been formerly just owned by a small percentage of the population was able to be owned by more of the lower classes. It took away the haciendas and distributed land to the peasants and others, and recognized labor unions and established workers' rights and minimum wage. The Mexican Revolution evoked other countries to consider socioeconomic reform as well. For example, not long after the Mexican Revolution started, Argentina had an electoral reform to give more power to the middle class. Others, such as Uruguay, Ecuador, and Costa Rica, followed suit with their own reforms. All of these revolutions served to change the way the countries functioned, and the effects would be long-lasting. In Guatemala during the October Revolution, many aspects of the Mexican Revolution and Constitution of 1917 were replicated. The revolutionary government founded the Guatemalan Social Security Institute, created a workers' compensation system, funded rural education programs, and encouraged unionization. The Agrarian Reform Law of 1952 did much the same as the Constitution of 1917 in Mexico, allowing the government to distribute unused lands to peasants with none. These reforms in all of these countries gave more power back to the people and took away power from the upper echelons of society. To go along with this, the revolutions helped give the countries in Latin America a sense of nationalism and more defined national identity. This due to the need to unite to organize a revolution and increased exposure to the outside world due to economic necessities. Much of this nationalism is sparked by intervention by the US into countries such as Mexico or Guatemala. The importance of nationalism in a nation cannot be understated, as it can help bind the country together within a national identity and allow for more development. This national identity in some cases was accompanied by a movement of indigenismo, or the attempt to emphasize the importance of the indigenous past. In Mexico, it was heavily prominent during the revolutionary period. This movement of indigenismo was carried on to many other countries in Latin America, such as Peru, which drew inspirations from Mexico, cementing the importance in leading the way for revolutionary ideas in the 20th century. The Mexican Revolution paved the way for the middle class as a whole, both in Mexico and other countries such as Guatemala, smashing the ideas of a powerful upper class with the most of the power, and sparked an introspective look for many countries into what their national identity truly was. While some of these ideas would take many years to come to fruition, and some countries have regressed, there is no denying the precedent set and the example given of the possibilities open to all countries in Latin America. In the future, it is even likely that these revolutionaries and their ideas will become cemented into the national identities of the nations and the people they fought to liberate from dictatorial regimes, further cementing the lasting legacy of the Mexican Revolution. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I know there's been a while since I put a video out, and it might be a while before I put another one out, but I've been busy with some other things. But if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment. It really helps me out. And yeah, just hang in there for the next one. And yeah, as always, I've been Cameron, and I will see you on the flip side.